air raid sirens rang out across Ukraine. We all watched it together. Vladimir Putin began his invasion of Ukraine. And ever since then, we Americans have been paying the price. If you don't believe me saying that, here's President Biden.
I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike. Putin's price hike. Putin's price hike. Price hike. Putin's price hike. Putin's price hike. Putin price hike. Putin price hike. The Putin price hike.
He hasn't used those words in a while, but gas, plane tickets, cars, food, obviously huge food shortages are coming. Transportation of every good we buy are all up. The prices of those have skyrocketed. The president's right. It is Putin's price hike. The problem is 6 months in, we are paying the price for Putin's war, and he isn't. He is not. In fact, he is rolling in the dough. Literally, the price of oil that he still sells without meaningful sanctions is higher than when the war started. And the Russian ruble is stronger than when the war started. In fact, the Saudis invested $500 million with them. Ambassador Nathan Sales is here, former ambassador at large for coordinator for counterterrorism, now with the Counter-Extremism Project. Good to see you, sir. As always, hardly seems fair, nor what we were promised by President Biden, who said he was going to make Putin pay a price.
Well, Leland, I think you're exactly right. It's a somber anniversary as we mark 6 months of war in Ukraine, of Putin's aggression against Ukraine. And the problem is Putin has not had to pay enough of a price. The sanctions that this administration has adopted are riddled with loopholes. We have not gone after the energy sector or the other Russian industries that really make up all the blood money for the Kremlin's war machine. So until we start really turning the screws on the Russian economy, Ukraine is going to still be at risk. And American citizens are going to be left wondering, why are we paying higher prices when the government is not prepared to really put the economic pressure on Putin himself?
Why aren't they?
I think there's a couple things going on here. I think, the president and his aides at the White House keep talking about fear of provoking Vladimir Putin, as though, if you put sanctions on Gazprom Bank, a mushroom cloud is going to go off over London. I think that chain of events is wildly implausible, but I think the administration is very, very concerned, or they've talked themselves into being very concerned that any kind of provocative gesture is going to set Putin off. One example, the White House wrung its hands for months about sanctioning Putin's girlfriend. The Brits did it overnight, and it took us months to get that across the finish line because we're afraid of how Vladimir Putin was going to react. That is not good leadership. You
have to wonder, you said a mushroom cloud over London. Short of that, he's sort of doing everything we don't want him to do. This warnings of Russia stepping up efforts, 6-month anniversary. The U.S. Embassy in Kyiv is saying they're warning Americans to leave because Vladimir Putin is going to suddenly start targeting civilians. The flip side of being worried about provoking him is if you continue to show him weakness, he's just going to keep escalating and escalating until you actually make him pay a price, right?
That's exactly right. Until Putin concludes that an escalation is going to be met with a solid response, he's going to keep turning up the heat. And look, in this respect, he's taking a page out of Lenin and Stalin and the Soviet revolutionaries. If you encounter flesh, you keep pushing. If you encounter bone or steel, you stop. Right now, Vladimir Putin feels like he's encountering flesh, and he's going to keep pushing the United States until the United States draws a line in the sand and says, you will not go any farther than this.
Yeah, sadly, the flesh, quite literally, is that of dead Ukrainians. I hate to point it out, but it's true 6 months in and maybe true a year in. Obviously, this all started in 2014. Ambassador, it's good to see you as always. Thanks for making the time tonight.
Thanks, Leland.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.